first look at high school football scores and highlights from across the valley with Mo Carter and Hannah Olavito. This is First Down Friday night on WZDX. Sponsored by Northeast Alabama Community College and Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits.
Time has quickly flown by, and we've made it all the way to week 6. So I guess we've been having fun right here on First Down Friday Night. Mo Carter and Hannah Olavito here once again to bring you another edition of First Down Friday Night here in the Tennessee Valley.
Week 6 is a pivotal time for most teams. Some are trying to improve their playoff resumes, while others are just holding on for dear life.
Now there's a log jam in the middle of Class 7A Region 4, and that's where we'll start off tonight. A couple of those teams in the mix include Sparkman and Huntsville. They're both looking to stay in the loop. They squared off tonight in Harvest. We pick things up. Third down for the Panthers. Jackson Glover connects with DeMario Patton, and he is hit hard by Chaz Delmore. The Panthers would miss a 36-yard field goal, so it's still scoreless. Now, end of the first quarter, Sparkman facing 4th and 13. Devin Kimbrough making things happen with his legs, while him scoop down the sideline, make a little juke move, picks up another first down. Hannah, you won't believe this. They converted 3 fourth down conversions during that drive. Move to the second quarter now. You don't see this too often. The big man touchdown, number 74, Isaac Edwards with the score, 7-0, Senators on top. Now Huntsville, they will come back and respond. Glover going to Patton in the flat. Patton gets inside the pylon for a touchdown, 7-7 at that point. It was a close one, everyone. Let's check out your final score. Sparkman goes on to win by a final of 27-20. Next week, Huntsville will take on James Clemens, while Sparkman will travel to Hewitt-Trussville. Now, over at Louis Crews Stadium, you had Grissom and James Clemens. They're on the outside looking in. The Jets are 3-0 all-time against the Tigers. We'll pick things up in the third quarter. Jets up 30-0. Grissom quarterback Caleb Peak throws it to Mel Dantzler. He's tackled for a loss, so the Tigers punt on the next play. Connor Cantrell for James Clemens, trying to run the read option, but he doesn't run it well because he is tackled for the loss. So they said, forget the run game, we're going to go to passing game. Cantrell goes up the field to Chris Hope, and Hope takes it in for a touchdown, 37-0 at that point. Let's check out your final. James Clemens goes on to win by a final of 42-0, shutting out Grissom. Now, next week, James Clemens, as we mentioned, will take on Huntsville, while Buckhorn will be at Grissom.
Bob Jones is hosting Hewitt-Trussville tonight. Both the Patriots and the Huskies are the only region teams with perfect league records. So first place is on the line tonight in 7A Region 4, but it's not going to come easy for Bob Jones in the first. Paul Tyson hands it off to Elliot McElwain, and he pushes it in for the 2-yard touchdown, and Hewitt-Trussville goes up 7-0. Still in the first, Cade Kohler with the handoff to Isaiah Hatchett, and he finds the hole but is hit hard, and he fumbles, and Creed Parker comes up with the ball for the Huskies. The Patriots just can't do things like that if they want to be successful. And later, Tyson looking for Logan Pitts, and he finds him, and he avoids being taken down and keeps it moving.
Get off me.
He takes it all the way in for the touchdown, and Hewitt-Trussville goes up 14-0, and they go on to win 52-18. Next week, Bob Jones travels to Gadsden City. To 7A action from last night, Buckhorn hosting Gadsden City. In the first quarter, the Titans are up 7-0 when Ryan Sparks goes deep to Jalen Fleming for the 34-yard touchdown, and Gadsden City goes up by 14 to the second quarter. Things are still not going the Bucs' way. They are forced to punt, and it is blocked by Calvin Williams and recovered inside the 10-yard line there, and they will make Buckhorn pay. On the next play, Sparks looking for Jalen Cole, and he makes the catch for the touchdown, and they go up 24-0. And Buckhorn is shut out by Gadsden City 41-0. Next week, Buckhorn hosts James Clemens.
We're just getting started right here on First Down Friday night. Don't forget, we're on social media at Mo Carter WZDX, at Hannah WZDX. Send us a tweet. We might read it out later on the air. Now, we're having a whole lot of fun, but we got to pay some bills. When we return, we got more action from around the way, including a big game out at Madison County and the return of a 4-star commit. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Now it's time to tell you about the Spirit of the Week, which is brought to you by the lovely people at Bojangles. Apparently, we only got the food. We didn't get the boxes this week.
I know, we failed at getting the boxes.
Exactly.
What happened?
Look, we'll make sure the boxes are out here next week. Now, Hannah, who's our Spirit of the Week?
The Madison County Marching Band.
All right, let's tell you a little bit about them. Of course, they're under the direction of first-year leader Darren Turner. The Tigers Band has been to a few competitions, and later this month, they are very excited for some more competition that they'll participate in, including a Latin theme show during the football season. We want to say congratulations goes out to the Madison County Tiger Band for being our Spirit of the Week. Hannah, let me swing it over to you.
Priceville is hosting Vinemont tonight. Now, this is one of the state's few non-region games this week. The Bulldogs are trying to snap a 16-game losing streak, though. Vinemont has also been struggling, but they were able to pull off the upset last week against Addison. And the second now, Priceville is up 14-7. Dustin Moore takes the handoff, but the Bulldogs are all over him, and he doesn't go anywhere. The Eagles are forced to punt, and Priceville is on the move now. David Strunk keeps it and takes off, dodging defenders, but he can't make it all the way and is taken down in the red zone, but he would not be denied. Later, he fakes the handoff and takes it into the end zone to widen Priceville's lead. They go up 21-7. And Priceville goes on to win 37-14. Next week, they will play at Rogers.
Good win for Priceville.
A very good win for them, a long time coming. All right, moving over to 4A Region 7, Madison County hosting DAR. The Tigers are pretty happy to have LSU commit Tay Province back in the lineup tonight after he missed 4 weeks of action due to an ankle injury. In the first, DAR is driving. Nathan Nelson takes the handoff and forces his way into the end zone to put the Patriots up 7-0. The Tigers would get the ball back, and Austin Miles stumps it off to Province. He races down the sideline. He goes all the way to the house to put the Tigers on the board, and Province would score another touchdown to put the Tigers up 13-7. Madison County's defense was lights out. They stopped DAR twice on fourth down, including this one on the 15-yard line, and Madison County goes on to win 48-28. Next week, Madison County will play at Madison Academy, and DAR will play at Sardis.
All right, we're going to stay in that region. Westminster Christian is on the outside looking in of Region 7 4A. Now, they could receive a boost tonight with a win over Sardis. The Lions are on a 3-game win streak and haven't lost a region game just yet. Let's take you out to the ball game for all the action. Lions won last year's game 38-26, and man, they were on a roll when our cameras got there. Already up 23-0. We hand it off to Timon Wilson. Watch him pick up great yardage as he's tackled inside the 5-yard line. Later, the quarterback, Logan Gadsden, will be seen coming up here, handing it off to Drew Vaughn, and Vaughn is gone for a touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good, 29-0. Sardis on top as we take a look at the full moon over the Westminster Christian field. Now, Sardis does this, an onside kick when they're already up 29-0. It's recovered by Philip Norbert. And the Westminster Christian mascot's like, come on, guys, do something. Well, unfortunately, they don't do anything right here. Gaskin rolling now, finding another man for a touchdown, 36-0 at the break. Let's check out your final score. Sardis goes on to win 43-14, spoiling Westminster Christian's homecoming next week. Sardis will take on DAR, while Westminster Christian will take on North Jackson. Now, Madison Academy playing host to Haleyville tonight over at Bill Washington Stadium. We'll start this one in the third. Luke Nail warming up his arm before the second half. They're already up 28-0 after getting close to the end zone. The Lions are able to get a the Mustangs able to get a field goal right here, making it 31-0. Now the Lions not giving up just yet. Their quarterback is Austin Barry. He's kind of surveying the defense like, what do I want to do here? Well, I'm going to throw a nice little pass over to Nicholas Sadler. Watch him go up, high point the ball, and Sadler looks like he's off to the races, but he gets tripped up at the 1-yard line. And Coach,
make it in there.
Exactly. And Coach Grant Reynolds is fired up about this, like, come on, defense, we got to do something. So check this out. Charles McElpeen trying to make something happen on 4th and goal. He's scrambling, but he's going to come up empty against that Mustangs defense. Not much other scoring was going on in this one. Madison Academy pitches the shutout tonight. Final score 52-0. Haleyville takes on Good Hope next week. And we'll have Madison Academy against Madison County.
To one of last night's games, Lexington hosting Lauderdale County, and they wasted no time getting on the board. It's all tied up at 14 in the first. The Tigers are in the red zone, and Slade Brown keeps it and takes it in for the touchdown to give the Tigers the lead. To the second, Lexington facing a second and forever. E.J. Edwards takes the handoff, hits the sidelines, and after that he sees nothing but space. No one catches him, and he takes it 94 yards to the end zone, and the game is tied up again. He would finish the night with 154 yards. Now the Tigers had not one, not two, but three special team touchdowns. Levi Greer takes this punt 68 yards to the house to give Lauderdale County a 27-21 lead. And Lauderdale County remains undefeated in region play, winning 55-21. Next week, Lexington is at East Lawrence and Lauderdale County is at Elkmont. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, see Mae Jemison take on Brooks for the top spot in the region and more. Stay with us.
We're the Buckhorn cheerleaders, and you're watching First Down Friday Night with Mo and Hannah.
Friday night on WZDX.
Welcome back. Another battle for first place is on the line tonight in Killen in Class 5A Region 7.
8th-ranked Mae Jemison taking on 11th-ranked Brooks tonight along Highway 72. And this was a very, very good game. You had to watch it all the way to the end to find out what exactly went on. It's the ETV game of the week. Early on, Brooks already on top, and they're going for more as Chris Spurgeon looks for Mike Baines, and he scores the touchdown. That puts Brooks on top 19-7. More coming from Brooks coming up later on as their quarterback actually shows his running skills here as Spurgeon calls his own number, follows his blocks, and eventually finds pay dirt for a touchdown. That'll put them up 26-7. A lot of people wonder what's going on with Mae Jemison right now. I mean, could the curtain be called on them? The answer is no. Let's pick things up in the fourth quarter, 26-15, when the quarterback sneak by Damon Eason goes in for a score. That makes it 26-21. Let's go really late in the game. Brooks holding on to a late lead over Mae Jemison. It's 26-22, and who are you going to give it to? Harry Crump. And Crump finds the end zone for a touchdown. That's your ball game, everybody. Mae Jemison goes on to win by a final of 29-26 over Brooks. Mae Jemison is #1 in that region now. Next week, they'll take on arch rival Lee, while Brooks will take on Russellville.
All right, Hazel Green is at Hartselle tonight. Both teams are 2-1 in 6A Region 8 play, and this game could determine the order of the 3rd and 4th seeds in the postseason. It's scoreless in the first, and the Tigers are in the red zone. Robert Gotze fakes the handoff to David Esterling, but he holds on to it and runs out and finds Adam Hampton, who makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Hazel Green gets the ball and is going for it on 4th and 1 here. Chase Darling tosses it to George O'Beyer, who picks up the first down and a few more before being taken down. Several plays later, Darling hands it off to Jacob Anderson, and he takes it in for the touchdown. Now Hazel Green actually goes for 2 and gets it, so they go up 8-7. But Hartselle goes on to win 15-14. Next week, Hartselle is at Austin, and Hazel Green hosts Muscle Shoals.
Oh man, talk about a game in inches right there. 1-point victory for the Tigers over the Trojans. All right, let's stay in that region. Athens and Decatur hooking up tonight at Ogle Stadium. We'll start things off in the first. Decatur looking to score first. Their quarterback Trent Duper hands it off to Kenneth Cannon, and it looks like he's been shot out of a cannon as he is rolling down the sidelines, tackled inside the red zone. And the Raider fans are loving it. Later on now in the drive, it's Duper. Watch him toss it out to Josh Marsh. Marsh playing offense, everybody, and he gets in for the score. Touchdown, Red Raiders. They're on top 7-0. Hey, that's one of the top linebackers in the state, but hey, I guess he can play running back too. Now later on, it's more from Duper. Check him on the scramble here. Running out of options, and says, you know what, let me go ahead and just call my own number. Slips a few tackles before he's knocked out of bounds for a 25-yard gain. Let's check out your final score in this one, everyone. It was pretty nip-tight for a long time. Then Athens pulls away. They go on to win 27-14. Athens takes on Columbia next week, while Decatur will make that trip out to Florence.
Columbia hosting Marshall Shoals tonight. This should be an easy one for the Trojans. Columbia has been shut out of its last 2 games and have only scored 25 points all season. In the second, the Trojans are already up 28-0, and Kevon Hankins takes the punt down the field. He picks up a bunch of yards before being taken down, putting Marshall Shoals in great field position. Later, Davis Carlos takes the handoff, and he tries to spin out of a tackle but loses the ball, and Columbia is able to recover it, but they weren't able to turn it into points, and Marshall Shoals gets the ball back. Ethan Nix hands it off to Caleb Willis. He takes it in for another Marshall Shoals touchdown, and the Trojans just kept dominating in this game. They go on to win 51-0. Next week, Marshall Shoals is at Hazel Green, and Columbia is at Athens.
Hey, Hannah, what about the #1 team in that region in the state?
Austin?
Yes.
They're coming up, Mo. They took on Florence tonight, and they beat them 28-0. Next week, Hartselle is at Florence, and Decatur is at Florence.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the Tennessee Valley. We'll start off with Fort Payne coming down to Brewer and knocking them off 39-14. Etowah all over Arab tonight, 51-15.
Alexandria beats Scottsboro tonight, 32-7. And Lee takes down Ardmore 40-22.
All right, other scores to tell you about. Randolph goes all the way out to North Jackson and race a 1-point deficit at halftime. They go on to win 21-7, while Wilson scores a victory over Central High School.
And Rogers beats Deschler tonight, 17-0. And Addison takes down Decatur Heritage 32-14.
Now it's time to tell you about our First Down Friday Night MVP of the week.
And this week it goes out to Westminster Christian's Ian Thies. He led the Wildcats last week with 344 total yards and 7 touchdowns in their 66-36 win over Hayden. And he ran for 2 of those scores. The junior is coming into his own this season, feeling a lot more confident on the field and happy he can help out a few more W's to their win column this year.
It was a lot of fun, just getting the ball around to different people. Everyone got to get into the end zone, all our starting offensive skills, so it was a lot of fun just spreading it around.
To go from not having a lot of offensive production to having that much last week against a bigger opponent was just, to me, a testament of how coachable he's been to take the correction, to see what's wrong and then fix it.
If you think you know of an athlete that is deserving of our First Down Friday Night MVP award, just email us. First Down MVP at RocketCityNow.com with the player's name, school, positions, and
gotta have those stats.
Absolutely. Of their last game, the winner will be announced every Wednesday night on WZDX and every Friday right here on First Down Friday Night. We're going into the final stretch of this First Down Friday Night, Week 6 edition. When we come back, it's time to talk about the colleges. We got Alabama, Auburn, A&M, and UNA. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time to switch it up and get to some college football action, Mo.
Big primetime game tomorrow in College Station, Texas. Alabama traveling to Texas A&M, and you would expect the Aggies to bring a lot of pressure against Jalen Hurts and that Bama offense. In their past 2 games, the Aggies have recorded 13 sacks against South Carolina and Arkansas. So their ability to do so is actually a concern for Tide head coach Nick Saban. Kickoff is set for 6:15 tomorrow on ESPN.
Auburn's offense is picking up steam with Jarrett Stidham and Kerryon Johnson leading the way, and they could be in for another big day offensively tomorrow when they face Ole Miss. Last week, the Rebels allowed 613 yards, and 365 of those were on the ground against Alabama. The Tigers play early tomorrow. Kickoff is at 11 a.m.
That's a way early time. Now, Jacksonville State, they're playing at Austin Peay tomorrow. The Governors are undefeated in conference play right now, but JSU is ranked 4th. And all the FCS after dominating against Tennessee Tech last week. And with a win tomorrow, the Gamecocks will tie the OVC record for longest conference win streak at 26.
Alabama A&M is at Southern tomorrow for the Jaguars' homecoming game. Now, historically, the Bulldogs have not played well in Baton Rouge. The last time that A&M won there was in 2007 when Kelsey Luke was the quarterback of the Dogs. So tomorrow's game will be a measuring stick for Coach James Spade's team as they shoot for 3-0 in the SWAC. The game has been bumped up to 1 p.m. because of the threat of Tropical Storm Nate.
The UNA Lions are celebrating homecoming this weekend in Florence, and while doing so, they'd like to end a 3-game skid. The Lions fell to West Georgia last Saturday, and turnovers continue to be an issue. Head coach Chris Willis says they also need to step up defensively to have a chance of beating Florida Tech on this weekend. So lots of action on the college front, and of course, Hannah Alavita will be in the building to bring you all these highlights. I'll be hopping on the road and sitting back some highlights as well. Hannah, we're done with week 6. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it, Mo. We're almost there.
Exactly, and we're having a whole lot of fun. For Hannah Alavita, I'm Mo Carter. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.